Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me for today's mindful yoga practice. This practice is ideal for you if you're experiencing some of those autoimmune type symptoms. You might be fatigued or experiencing low grade energy. You might have a bit of brain fog or a bit of pain. This practice is absolutely fine to do under those circumstances. It's also a lovely practice if you just like to come back to your body in a mindful way, come back into the body. So let's begin. So beginning in a seated position, and that doesn't mean you have to sit like I'm sitting. You can cross your legs, you can kneel, you can sit on a cushion, you can lean against the back of the wall. You can even practice in bed or on the bed. So just finding a nice straight spine. That's probably the most important thing, is that your spine's nice and straight. And then closing your eyes to withdraw your mind to your inner world, your inner landscape. And just noticing what you feel within the body, in the inner body. Becoming aware of those nameless arisings within the body. And trying not to engage the analytical brain. Just settling into body time. Become present and here and now with the experience. And begin to notice how the body moves when you inhale and exhale. The whole body is listening, receiving, processing, and accepting the breath. Perhaps you're noticing the rise of the ribs and perhaps the shoulders as you inhale. And then that beautiful, gentle sinking back down as you exhale. The breath informs our nervous system and vice versa. It's a beautiful communication between the nervous system and the breath that happens, and we can really calm our nervous system quite effectively with very simple breath techniques, slowing the breath down, lengthening the exhalation, all go a long way in helping to calm the nervous system. If you hold your breath just for the briefest of moments and then slowly exhale, the vagus nerve is stimulated, and that can bring a great deal of peace to the body and the mind. We're just going to take a few breaths, noticing the body's response to the breath. And now begin to gently open the eyes and just beginning to inhale, and as you do, just lifting the chin a little bit, drawing the shoulders back, leaning the torso forward. And as you exhale, drawing the belly button to the spine, closing the shoulders, dropping the head. Inhaling, lifting up, opening up. And exhaling, drawing back and in. Seated cat-cow. Just moving like this. Can you imagine how your skeleton is moving as we do this? Maybe you can draw all the way in and really start to feel the spine, the cranium, the shoulders and the hips. As you move your body, the fascia system, that continuous network within the body, extending from the skin all the way in to the cells, is moving. Moving information around the body. The fascia is a global network. It's mobile, adaptable, fractal. It constitutes the basic structure, the architecture of the human body. Just moving and staying focused within the body. And then we're coming back to a beautiful straight spine once again. And we're going to bring the arms into play here. So we're bringing the fingertips toward each other just in front of the navel. And we're going to inhale and draw them back. Once again, opening the chest, lifting the chin. And exhaling, drawing them back in. Moving slowly, breathing slowly. The breath is the driver of the movements that we're doing. So begin your exhalation, or your inhalation, and then begin to move the arms, the chest, the face. Begin your exhalation and draw the arms back in. What do you notice? What do you notice in this movement? Bringing that mind into a quiet state, calming everything. When we calm everything down, we help to really dampen down inflammation. We all know that inflammation is not good for us. So we can do plenty of things to help ourselves. We don't need to just feel unhappy and uncomfortable within our bodies. These very subtle, slow movements are what the body needs. We're just going to bring that to a close and pop the hands on the knees. We're coming into Sufi circles. So again, we're going to bring the torso over toward the right thigh and keeping the chin lifted, the face lifted, coming all the way around to the left thigh as we inhale. And then as we begin to exhale, we're going to draw back, belly button to spine, close the shoulders, drop the head. Continuing that circular motion. And when we're ready to inhale, we come across the right thigh again. Inhaling as we move in this circular motion. And then drawing back as we exhale. Just moving in this way. And the next time you come all the way back with your exhalation, we're going to change direction. So we're going to bring the torso over the left leg, left thigh, and inhaling all the way around. The Sufi circles really do, it's a beautiful centering and stabilizing movement. It softens your hips and back, massages the abdominal organs, can even help improve your digestion. And again, the breath is moving the body. It's dictating the pace in which we move. And just coming up to another straight spine once again. And we'll come into some seated side stretches. So just placing the left hand down on the mat and bringing the right arm up and over, just to wherever's comfortable. So it might just want to come to here, it might want to come all the way up. Depending on how much range of motion you have today, you might want to slide that left arm or left hand and bring it over a little bit further. You can even look up at the ceiling as you do. And while you're here, just breathing into the side ribs. Side bending stretches the muscles between the ribs, little intercostals. And then bringing the hand down and lifting the other arm up. And again, find your range of where you're happy with this. We're not looking to go too far, we're looking to become mindful within our bodies. When we open the side ribs, we make room for deeper breathing, and we can make full use of the breath. It in turn brings oxygen into the blood more efficiently. And then just bringing that back down. These areas in the body get quite compacted, get squished down. A lot of energy can be trapped in the side rib area. So when we open up, let's do another one. When we open up the side body, we can really access energy that has been trapped. Slow practices can be very energizing for that very reason. Calming and energizing. We don't have to push too hard to access energy that's trapped within the body. We just need to free it up, create the space. Practice smarter, not harder. So we're going to come into Balasana, child's pose. Several ways we can do child's pose. So you can I'll just grab some cushions off the couch. There are lots of ways to practice this. You might have a yoga bolster. You don't need one, you can use a cushion. So traditional child's pose or Balasana, we bring the toes, the big toes together, and then we drop the head down to the mat. The hands come down beside the feet so that the shoulders can really release. Now that might be uncomfortable for you for a variety of reasons. You can pop a cushion or even two cushions where your head lies. You can pop a cushion between your calves and your seat. That's a really nice option. And drop down that way. You can keep the toes, the big toes together and widen the knees. Pull your cushion in towards your tummy. You can have two cushions. You'll need another couple of cushions, maybe for your head if you take this option. And then the belly is also supported. Go ahead and find your ideal version of Balasana, child's pose, and drop down. When the Sufis pray and they bring their heads to the prayer mat, they're acknowledging that the head is in service of the heart. We are so head-centric, and we forget about this beautiful, deep, deep heart that holds the wisdom and the guidance for our lives. And I know that this happens. I know that this happens to you sometimes. It happens to everybody who's living with an autoimmune condition or a chronic illness, that you get very caught up in the head, trying to figure out what you can do to help yourself, how you can feel better, the things that you want to do, all that. When really, if you refer down into this deep heart and ask, what can I do? The answer is probably slow down, go with it, take the time, be gentle, stop going out, stop using, the brain is a muscle, it uses an incredible amount of energy each and every day. So come back to the heart, come back to the heart. Just take a few minutes here in Balasana, while you're down in Balasana, to feel into that heart space, that place that is the center of the chest. What wordless quality is there for you? What are you experiencing? There's no need to name the nameless or analyze the mystery. And it's getting back into the head. Just be there. Just be. Just allow yourself to be immersed in whatever quality is there, whatever you find there. If it's challenging to be here in that space, just hold your awareness on the outer edge. Very, very gently. And coming back up to a seat. So I'm going to throw in a little bit of a little more movement, if you like, here. If this is too much for you, we're going, just leave it out. Leave it out. If it's too much for you, leave it out. Or you can try. You can have a go. It's up to you. So we're going to come in, but you will need to move your props away, your cushions and bolsters and what have you. And we're going to come into Balasana or child's pose with arms extended. Now, if your head doesn't reach the mat or the floor, just drop it down a little bit. It doesn't have to reach all the way. Just stretch those arms out. And while you're here, feel that stretch. Feel the stretch from the scapula all the way down the arms to the fingers. And again, we're lengthening out the side body. And with that focus still on the heart, we're going to come forward all the way into upward facing dog, lifting the knees off the mat, and try not to drop into the shoulders. Try to keep the shoulders up. And then we're going to come back. Tension in the heart space. Come into upward facing dog. Now draw your shoulders back. Drop the knees down. Come into cobra. And shine that heart forward. And then back into Balasana. One more time. Coming forward. Take upward facing dog. Lifting up out of the shoulders, knees off the mat. Shine that heart forward. Or you can drop down to cobra and draw elbows into the body. And then back again to Balasana. and then coming up. Just a little bit of movement, just a little bit. You're going to need a block, either a block or a book. A book is fine, or a block. If you have a book, you can wrap it in a towel or a scarf just to keep your book a little bit protected, but books are quite often used as yoga blocks. And we're just going to place our block across the back, just across the shoulder blades, and lay down. Oops, before we lay down, we can grab that couple of cushions again. That can go under the knees. That's a really nice way to take any strain off the lower back. Just have those cushions or your bolster under the knees, and then laying back. You might like a little bit of something under the head, or you might enjoy having the neck drop back. It's not too much of a drop back, but if you do have a bit of stiffness or sensitivity in the neck, you might like just a bit of a cushion under the head. And you're just going to settle in here. Just give the body a little moment to release any gripping and to accept this shape. And just staying down while I come up. And finding your breath. Once again, slowing the breath right down. Extending your exhalations. There might be a little bit of stiffness. Breathe into that area. If you're finding that the body is a little bit stiff somewhere or gripping on, try and draw your breath into that space. This is a lovely shape for encouraging some flexibility in the spine. We can really lock up, can't we, if we're in a bit of pain or we're tired, we tend to draw in. See if you can allow your shoulders to drop down toward the floor a little more. You can soften your jaw, soften your lower back. Maybe bring the palms to an upward facing. And then notice that natural, gentle curl of the fingers and thumbs. Come back to feeling the body receiving the breath and releasing the breath. This shape also encourages better breathing. Helps us to clear out old emotional stuff. Can really bring a freshness into the body. Helps to reverse incorrect posture. We can slump down when we're not feeling so good. Everything starts to slump down and in. So as you're lifted and the chest is lifted, it's really reversing all that forward slumping, slouching as the shoulders drop back. helps you to become more open. When we start to lift and open the chest and the heart, it does trickle up, the physical trickles up, the mental trickles down. So it does help us to become more open as a whole person. And maybe this is a lovely time to let your heart show itself. Imagine that the heart is able to shine out beyond the body, beyond the flesh. It doesn't matter what state your heart's in. It might be open, it might be closed, it might be joyful, it might be sorrowful. Give it your attention, give it your awareness. This is your heart, it's your center. Let it be seen, witness your heart, feel your heart. We hide and protect our hearts most days, and especially if we're not feeling 100%, we don't want everyone to know that. So we put on the brave face and we put on the brave stance and we hide what's really going on. And let your heart be seen and felt. Let yourself take this time to feel and accept the state of your heart, no matter what state it's in. Everything changes. The state of your heart will change. If it's feeling blocked and cold and hard and like an old boot, it won't be forever. It really, really won't. Just the same as if you're blissfully happy, I'm sorry, but it won't be forever. It changes. Everything changes. We are nature. Everything is ebb and flow. Nothing is fixed. Nothing is permanent. How are you feeling? Just going to roll off that block now, or you can come up and just take the block away and just laying down flat on the mat. Nice flat spine. Take the cushions away from under your legs and just lay flat. Legs are a little bit apart. Feet are flopped out to either side. Arms are a little bit away from the body and the palms are facing up. And just draw the base of the skull down towards the floor of the mat. The chin drops down a little bit toward the throat. And come back to the awareness of your breath. And just staying here. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly. As you inhale, the belly rises, and as you exhale, the belly falls. And bring all your awareness to your right thumb. First finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of your right hand, the back of the hand, the wrist, awareness to the right forearm, elbow, top of the right arm, the right armpit, the right side of the waist, the right hip, the right thigh, the right knee, right calf, right shin, right ankle, top of the right foot, heel of the foot, arch, ball of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Awareness to the left thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Awareness to the left palm, back of the hand, the wrist, the left forearm, left elbow, left upper arm, the left armpit, the left side of the waist, left hip, thigh, left knee, calf, left shin, ankle, top of the left foot, the left heel, arch, the ball of the left foot,